A Republican will stand in the way of certifying Biden's victory. A Republican senator said on Wednesday that he would object to the certification by the U.S. Congress of the presidential election result next week, which could slightly delay, but not prevent, confirmation of the victory of Democrat Joe Biden. Several Republican elected representatives of the House of Representatives, controlled by the Democrats, have already announced that they intended to object to the certification of the Democrats' victory, still contested by Donald Trump. But Senator Josh Hawley is the first to say so in the Republican-dominated upper house. In the United States, the tenant of the White House is chosen by indirect universal suffrage, and the Electoral College endorsed Joe Biden's victory on December 14. The 78-year-old Democrat won 306 voters against Donald Trump's 232. The House and Senate are due to meet on January 6 to certify these results, a procedure that is usually a mere formality. Vice President Mike Pence will chair the meeting. But the outgoing president still refuses to acknowledge his defeat and has presented with his allies dozens of legal appeals, which were rejected by the courts for lack of sufficient evidence. Donald Trump remains very popular with Republican voters, and several big names in the Grand Old Party are following him in this protest. Among them, young Senator Josh Hawley, approached at 40 as a presidential candidate in 2024. At the very least, Congress should investigate allegations of electoral fraud and adopt measures to ensure the integrity of our elections, he wrote in a statement announcing that he would object to the certification of the results. Concretely, this objection will provoke a debate and a vote in the Senate, which will therefore force the Republicans to pronounce publicly on the election of Joe Biden. In the House as in the Senate, there will not be enough votes to question the outcome of the November 3 presidential election, and these votes will not prevent Joe Biden from being certified as the winner. Asked about this objection, the President of the House, Nancy Pelosi, was also confident, "I have no doubt that next Wednesday, Joe Biden will be confirmed by the certification of the vote of the Electoral College as the 46th President of the United States," she said at a press conference. "This certification is only a formality," added the spokesperson for Joe Biden, Jen Psaki. "And no matter what some do on January 6, President-elect Biden will be invested on January 20 as planned," she hammered. The Democrat won a record 81.28 million votes, or 51.3% of the vote, against Donald Trump's 74.22 million, 46.8%. The outgoing president again urged his supporters on Wednesday to gather in Washington during the congressional session. On January 6, see you in D.C. He tweeted, referring to the District of Columbia where the federal capital is located. Among them, violent groups such as the far-right Proud Boys militia are expected to march through the streets of Washington again after a similar demonstration on December 12, which escalated.